Wow, you guys are looking good. Woo! Class of 22. Good afternoon. My name is Scott Beardsley, and it's my privilege to be your dean, and my pleasure to welcome you to Darden. How sweet it is to be together for your graduation of the Executive MBA and the MSBA program for the class of 2022. And I want to welcome all of your friends and family that are here and all your friends and family that may be joining us online for this wonderful celebration. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to introduce a few of the people on stage with me and make a few brief remarks. So joining me on the stage is Mary Margaret Frank. She's the Senior Associate Dean for Faculty Development and the Samuel A. Lewis Senior Faculty Fellow, and John Tyler, Professor of Business Administration. Then we have Elena Lutskina as Peter M. Grant, the second Bicentennial Foundation Chair in Business Administration and Chair of the Academic Standards Committee. And then we have Yael Grushka-Cocaine, Altec Steislinger Foundation Bicentennial Chair in Business Administration and Senior Associate Dean for your program. And then we have Elliot Weiss, Professor of Business Administration in the Operations area. Elliot, welcome. This year, we have 3 faculty marshals for the class of 2022. We have Professors Yael Grushka-Cocaine and Elena Lutskina, who are here on stage. You elected them, you were elected by the full-time MBA class as faculty marshals. And Elliot Weiss was elected by our executive MBA class, and Elliot is the Oliver White Professor of Emeritus of Business Administration. So what does that mean? The class selection of these faculty marshals signifies the great esteem the students hold for you and the teaching excellence you stand for at Darden. And in the Jeffersonian tradition, these faculty members led the Darden graduates down the lawn this morning during UVA's commencement exercises. And they exhibit the close connection between the Darden scholars and students, and we recognize them today for their teaching and research excellence, and their unwavering energy in support of you, our students. Please join me in congratulating and thanking them for their work. I would also like to recognize all the members of the Darden staff and the faculty who have worked so hard to get you here and to prepare for this wonderful event and all the twists and turns that it's had. So please join me in thanking them for all that they've done to make this possible. And finally, let's take a minute to think about all those that have helped us along the way, helped you get here, helped you through the program, the families and friends of the graduates, parents, or anyone who played a role as a parent, whose encouragement and self-sacrifice helped you get through the program and to sustain yourself at whatever moment in life it was, and to help you get the high academic performance that you have achieved. Let's give them all a round of applause. So now I'd like to begin my commencement address to you. Here you are, and you have made it. Congratulations on your achievement, and it was so great to see you walk down the lawn in person today. Congratulations. As I think back over the journey of the last 2 years, your journey, could we ever have imagined it would turn out this way? That a series of Greek letters, such as Omicron, would chase us for over 2 years, that war would reappear in Europe, and the list goes on. Our life context has brought so many struggles, a yo-yo of emotions, from anxiety to fear to injustice and loss, frustration at what might have been, what could have been. And my heart goes out to anybody who has experienced pain or loss or suffering throughout the entire difficult pandemic. But as sure as morning brings light to the darkness, the past 2 years have also spawned great things. Kindness, relationships, opportunity, innovation, heroic deeds, gratitude, love, optimism from the depths of despair. And your care and concern for the Darden community is what made it possible for Darden to be one of the only business schools to stay open during the pandemic with in-person activities. And for that, we really appreciate everything you've done. In this context, some have managed well and thrived. Others not so well. In my own life too. Even people with similar circumstances. But why? Some may be just bad luck. And perhaps some could be attributed to perspectivism, meaning that the same set of facts and context lead to a different perspective and conclusion. It happens all the time. Just look at democracy, or what someone's view of right and wrong is, or how one person has a cheery outlook on life and someone else doesn't. But perspective and frame of mind are a choice, a freedom we each have. But how do I get more of the great stuff on the teeter-totter of life? How is a really good question, and it has puzzled me a lot, and every generation before. So despite, or perhaps triggered, by my newly found distaste for Greek letters, such as Omicron and Delta, I found myself thinking of the Greeks. At Delphi, the temple of Apollo's oracle, is written 2 words of wisdom: know thyself. But knowing thyself can be a real challenge. We are each unique and have what the existentialists call facticity, elements of your life you did not choose, such as when you were born, your country of origin, gender, race, and parents. But could there be an approach we could all use? To solve the problem, I actually went to Greece last summer. I went there with my wife. I went there with her because that's where my wife Claire and I fell in love 34 years ago. And I thought maybe there would be something inspirational there in the middle of COVID. And one of our first stops was to visit the university of one of history's wisest philosophers, Aristotle's Lyceum. It is now destroyed, as are most of the beautiful things of ancient Greece, but it is clear to me that many powerful ideas hatched there and endure. Perhaps their power is the reason Socrates was put to death, and Aristotle's apprentice, Alexander, went to rule much of the world. Walking around, I pondered, know thyself, and considered that Aristotle might have added, you should have a meaningful life. I asked myself, what is your internal operating system, your iOS, your personal way of thinking for the pursuit of knowledge about yourself? How do you do it? How do we learn? How do we be, well, a human being? I hope it is fair to say that you have just learned a lot at Darden. You put yourself out there in a new context, with new people, on new subjects, in a new environment taught by professors you didn't know. You didn't control when you were cold called. You didn't control COVID. And you didn't know if some classes would be hybrid or virtual or in person. You tried new things. You failed, you succeeded, you embraced uncertainty, you observed and were given feedback about yourself. But you pursued knowledge. And in that pursuit, in those moments when you were stretched and tested and stressed, you learned. Thus, we learn about ourselves by trying new things in new contexts with new people, solving new personal and professional problems without perfect certainty. And then we observe ourselves and what happened. It is like life as recursion. Recursion is a function which is a function of the previous step, like a Fibonacci sequence in which the next number is the sum of the previous two numbers. In other words, you learn from your past development and plug it into the next step. Try new things, observe the result, and see what can be learned for yourself, and then plug it into the next step of your development. The learning output of the previous step is the learning input to the next step. Rinse, wash, and repeat. Call it continuous improvement, a growth mindset, or call it your personal development. In this world, every setback is an opportunity to learn, and every challenge is a chance to improve. We don't only measure wins and losses or money, we more importantly see what we can learn from the feedback in the game of life, and we become a better version of ourselves. Lifelong learning. Learning like we did as children when we found that flow. Walk on Escher's impossible staircase. While walking down, you may find and discover that you are actually walking up. Be. But how to be? What should I be? Here are 5 ways of being I would urge you to consider. First, be a critical thinker. Like Rodin's famous Le Penseur statue, question your assumptions, ask questions, and have an alternate hypothesis. Wonder, for example, why am I getting this news feed from an AI algorithm? Define your terms. Ensure you understand how other people define those terms. As Montaigne recommends, have angular vision to look at things from different perspectives. Our common humanity is much greater than we think. Notice what works and notice what doesn't. Seek excellence and good competition to increase your learning. There is good feedback in losses and mistakes, just like there is in winning, but you have to see it. Second, be values-driven. As Martin Seligman calls them, find your signature strengths. They are you and part of knowing thyself. So discover your values, find contexts of people and work in which you can use those values, and be yourself. Not everyone's values are the same. On the yellow brick road of life, the bricks are your values, and your signature strengths will guide you toward the unknown. Third, be bold and dream big and small. If we view stress as something to be minimized in life, we stop challenging ourselves and we stop growing. The biggest risk is often taking no risk at all. Pursuing dreams and projects is what makes life interesting. Whether or not you achieve exactly what you set out to do is important, but not the end in and of itself. But they are your dreams, and you are allowed to dream. But define your dreams carefully and base them more on your personal mission and less on extrinsic quantitative measures that others want to put on it, such as money or rankings. The latter will be the result. It is a bit like the happiness paradox. The more you try and measure happiness, the less happy you are. Fourth, be aware of and beware of the tyranny of social comparison. Anxiety is a reaction to perceived loss. Think of FOMO, the fear of missing out. How much better does Instagram make you feel about your life? What are your perceptions and where do they come from? Where do your expectations for life come from? Have you ever noticed that the higher the expectations, the harder it is to be happy? Try gratitude, grace, and understanding as well. Fifth, be good and generous. Ask yourself both, what is good enough? But also ask yourself, how much good is enough? This includes being generous of spirit and assuming positive intent. A meaningful life can come from being a responsible leader in the service of a good cause. Pursue your whys and your causes and callings thoughtfully. And in your pursuit of lifelong learning to know yourself, I give you these 5 ideas to program your personal operating system. Again, be a critical thinker, be values-driven, be bold and dream big and small, be aware and beware of the tyranny of social comparison, and be good and generous. You may be thinking, that's all nice and good, but how does that work with all the uncertainty I've got to deal with that the world is dishing out? The answer may be on Netflix and Amazon Prime. I have a question for you guys. Did any of you stream a lot on Netflix and Amazon Prime during COVID? I basically never watch TV. But over the last 2 years, I have streamed more shows than ever in my life. Things like South Park, Peaky Blinders, Call My Agent, you name it. My children also had me watch some episodes of Temptation Island. But I found the Beatles documentary, Get Back, highly instructive. I felt like I was literally able to watch Da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa as I watched McCartney and Lennon at work as the songs Let It Be and Get Back came together. It was messy, random, iterative, team-based, contextual, spontaneous, painful, non-linear, emotional, and absolutely brilliant. It drew on many of their past experiences. There was stress, there was pressure, there were dynamics, but there was also joy, pleasure, and flow. There were many failures, and it was not perfect out of the gate. Things got cut. People and skills mattered, and each person brought something different to the party. In my mind, I had imagined that the songs were penned in one sitting from beginning to end, and then you just sit down and play it in one flash of brilliance. But no, that's not how it happened. It was iterative. It was like watching a recursive live learning performance over a few weeks. They were getting to know themselves. They captured magic in a bottle from their being. And for me, one of the greatest songs ever was born, Let It Be. But for me, and I hope for you, it is much more than a song. The lyrics are actually words of wisdom. What do you do when things happen? When people or the news say things that upset you? In your hour of darkness, it is standing right in front of you. Stop trying to control what you don't control. Let it be. And in the end, no matter what curveball or life or Google throws at you, remember you have one great power, the power of your attitude and your mindset, and the freedom to exercise it. No one can take this away from you. Life is complicated, but it's also beautiful. And when all else fails, in French we have an expression for accepting life as it is. C'est la vie. Whenever I call my mother-in-law and I complain to her, she says, c'est la vie. It is typically accompanied by a shoulder shrug. For example, COVID, a graduation brought indoors by 100+ degree weather. Yeah, c'est la vie. Try it sometime. It's actually liberating. I want each of you to know that you're special, each individual. You matter. You belong in this world. And you are part of this world too. I wish you great success in becoming the responsible leaders we at Darden aspire you to become, and that we've done our very best to try and prepare you for. So to summarize, as you go forward and seek to know thyself, remember this: be, let it be, c'est la vie. It will set you free. Thank you. Now enough of me. It's time to hear from our students, and I am delighted to welcome on stage Catriona Stadler-Ayer, who's president of the Executive MBA Student Association. She will say a short welcome and invite our student speaker to stage.
Thank you, Dean Beardsley, for your kind remarks. Faculty, staff, friends, and family, thank you for joining our magical graduation celebration. This morning, when I walked down the lawn, it was magical to see all those people celebrating us. Darden has helpfully provided us with magical gowns. And after sitting on the lawn this morning, I am very thankful for the magic that is air conditioning. I am Catriona Stadler-Ayer, and I'm president of the Executive Student Association. I'm here representing the fantastic members of the class of 2022. Woo! As a class, we chose to say yes. We said yes to going back to school at the start of a pandemic, to learn new skills, to further our learnings, and to expand our horizons. We said yes to learning hard things, like finance and DA. Sorry, no, I actually really like operations. We said yes to helping each other through career and life transitions. We said yes to exploring new career directions and learning outside the classroom. And I urge you to continue to say yes to new opportunities, even though they may seem scary at first. You have all proven that you are strong leaders and remarkable people. I encourage you to honor our friendships that we've made by staying connected. Continue to lean on each other as you continue life's journey. In the words of our classmate, you rock, keep changing. And now allow me to introduce Joe Stanley, our elected class speaker.
Okay, here we go. So today I want to talk about the idea of community in the market. I'm not even joking, get ready for it. This is what's happening right now. But to discuss that idea, we good? Perfect. I need to discuss another one first. Compared to residential programs, executive MBAs tend to get a bad rap. I think I speak for all of us when I say that the idea of cash inflows alongside cash outflows makes a lot of business sense. So I'm not exactly sure where that kind of heat comes from. But doing an executive program in these unprecedented times really elevated the value to a new level. I learned alongside colleagues that were on the proverbial front lines during the height of the pandemic. I learned from others that had previously been on literal front lines, now coordinating the US response to global conflicts. Logistics experts trying to navigate a disrupted supply chain, teachers trying to grapple with a profession that had become the source of political polarization, leaders in the arts having to radically rethink their organizations at a time when they couldn't even do live shows. All of these experiences filtered through the casework of our academic learning resulted in a value that far surpassed anything I would have ever expected. Simply put, each of you has changed me, and I thank you for it. None of us could have made it through this time alone, and none of us did. Over the past 20 months, a community was formed. We carried one another and were carried in turn. We weren't thinking in terms of quid pro quo or scarcity, but instead of abundance, that gentle whisper in the back of one's head that says, this person is in pain, and I can alleviate that pain, so I will. I witnessed classmates give at great, tremendous cost to themselves, others expressing deep vulnerabilities, just to let others know that they were not alone. During our last day together, we spent the morning sharing what made this all so meaningful. And as Katrina kind of joked earlier, it wasn't complex decision trees, it wasn't VC method valuation. Okay, maybe that's not really a surprise. What everyone said time and again was that the bonds we formed and reinforced were the most important part of what we were taking away from all of this. Look around you. How will you preserve those bonds in the absence of this program? It's an important point to keep in mind as business leaders because markets and communities shape one another. I once was speaking with the members of an Amish community who explained their rationale for why they don't use insurance. Insurance may provide superior risk mitigation on a personal level, but it erodes the type of mutual aid that is the bedrock of their community. And while I don't suspect anyone in this audience is particularly clamoring to go adopt the Amish lifestyle, that point may nonetheless resonate. I say that because in America, even before the pandemic, we're becoming lonelier. Studies have shown more Americans feel isolated, our average number of close friends has declined, and we're seeing a continued rise in the rate of depression globally. These trends have clear origins from our built environments, commercialization of politics, terrifying forecasts of global climate change, and as Dean Beardsley noted earlier, the impacts of social media. I posit much of this isolation stems fundamentally from commercial activities eroding systems of community, the great powers of the market being wielded without true care. This erosion leads to a scarcity mindset, born of equal parts fear and despair, a mindset which encourages further isolation and distrust, seeing the world as a zero-sum game to be won, and left unchecked, has come to threaten some of the most foundational values of our republic. Now, I'm sure the tone of the speech isn't exactly what you're expecting, but in the face of all of this, I'm optimistic. Because just as markets can erode the bonds of community, they can enhance them. They can serve as the foundation for multiple communities to interact. And just as markets shape communities, communities shape markets. Communities such as our own. A classmate was kind enough to share one of the first speeches given within this institution, commemorating the formation of Darden. And it's clear from the writings that our community came from the need for a local place of learning to cultivate the next generation of leaders, teaching them not simply to do well, but to do good. And it's that last bit that invalidates the scarcity mindset for me. Because while actual material resources may be finite, our capacity for grace and ingenuity is limitless. We, this community, will help overcome these challenges and more, not by castigating the marketplace or through the easy tactics of social division, but through the hard, ceaseless work of collaboration, of extending when it's all too easy to retract, of aligning commerce and community in a self-reinforcing cycle, by applying a higher standard, choosing the harder path, and holding one another to it, originating from a mindset of abundance, of growing the pie, of effectual thinking, whatever terminology you want to use, it's all predicated on that most revolutionary of acts, of hope. So it's with that in mind, I leave you this simple charge. No matter what you do next, no matter how great, how small, choose that harder path. Hold one another to it. And in the face of despair, may you never yield, for you're never alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Very well done. We're now going to begin the process of awarding degrees, the moment you've been waiting for. And we will begin by awarding the Master of Science in Business Analytics degree, and then we will award the MBA degree. Oh, we're going to skip. Okay, are there any MSBAs that are here? Okay, so we will go wait. All right.
So we'll hand it to you, Scott, over
Yeah,
there.
okay.
You'll send it over there and we'll hand it over to you.
There we go. Yes, I got it.
Yep. Okay. Yes, and your citations are all here. So you need to read the citation.
It's right there. Got it. Great, here we go. Before I start, I want to ad-lib a little bit, and just for the people in the audience, this group of Darden MBA students, our executive MBA class, are absolutely my favorite class to teach. This group particularly, I tell them all the time, I commend them. All of our Darden students work really hard. This group of 150 work harder than any of the others. Because not only are they full-time students, they're full-time family members, and they're full-time workers. So they got 3 bosses that they're juggling for this 18 months. So I just want to give you my round of applause. And now we could do what I'm supposed to do. Brian Jennings Abel III. Derek Bernard Allen. Michelle L. Amato. Austin Clark Anderson. Brianna Lynn Apgar. David James Barnart. Stephen Mark Baudouin. C. Stuart Shepard Distinguished Service Awardee. For his remarkable passion and purpose-driven leadership, among his many impactful efforts, Stephen established the Darden Executive MBA Nonprofit Board plus Philanthropy Participation Project, educating his classmates on the positive impact of nonprofit board service, and led his cohort's engagement committee, both demonstrating his deep commitment to supporting and strengthening the Darden community and well beyond. Stephen will leave a significant mark on Darden, inspiring others to be kind, inclusive, thoughtful, and generous. Congratulations. John Beckerly. Gregory Coburn Benante. Scott Andrew Bennett. Christopher John Blake. Marshall Thomas Boyd. Ryan Brady. Peter Charles Capwell, Jr. Jacob Scott Castillo. Rocco Matthew Cavaluzzi. Kelsey Ann Shadoin. Timothy Michael Clancy. Julie Kathleen Clark. Michelle Turek Cobb. Joseph Vito Camizio.
Faculty award.
Michelle Turek Cobb, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. On? Who are we up to here? Joseph Vito Camizio. Michael Christopher Coppola. Andrew Jeffrey Cornelius. Isabella Cortina de Almenara. Lukman Karim Dodd. Caroline Wallace Darney. Andrew DeHennis. Kate DeLacy. Helen Rathburn Dwight. Jane Claire Eilbacher. Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Tillman Francis Ensley. Kyle Thomas Endyke. Scott D. Esham. William Ellis Fastenaw. Kevin Christopher Furioli. Catherine Caroline Flint, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Andrew George Fossen. Samantha Rose Fox. Daniel Richard Furman. Benjamin David Gittes. Nathaniel Bruce Goldsmith. Catherine Gilly Gordon. Caroline Jean Gray. Oh, sorry. Christopher Augustine Green. Jutton Grover. David Alexander Hall. Yvonne Peter Harnden. Kathleen Kiernan Harnden. Melissa Jane Hayes. Matthew Kerr Kahanigan. James Theodore Hoffman, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Robert Beckworth Inman. Michael Aaron Jacobson. Courtney Currie Johnson. Perry Pushantam Canaria. Adarsh Kanan. Aditya Kasarabada. Raymond Allen Keller III. Susanna Klein. Andrew Kohler. Emma Beth Lehner. Pragnya Rashmi Lenka. Daniela Levy. Sarah Grace Lehan. Lorchinang Lo. Stop her. C. Stuart Shepard Distinguished Service Award. Chi, for your meaningful work advancing Darden's diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts as the VP of Diversity. Chi established the Executive MBA Darden Stories, an opportunity for individuals to share their personal journeys, demonstrating that everyone has a story and a voice. Not only did Chi strengthen the community's DEI awareness and presence through his student leadership role, but he also lived it. Chi showed others it was okay to be themselves through his authenticity, kindness, inclusivity, and friendship. Congratulations. Corinne Marie Lovins. Anne Michelle Ulvin Lowe. Harry Collins Marshall, Jr. I got it. Elizabeth O'Brien Matthews. Faculty Award for Academic Excellence, and, if you could stop there, please, the 2022 Executive MBA Faculty Award. I gotta read. Liz, this goes to you for your unfailing ability to elevate the classroom experience by engaging others, respectfully challenging viewpoints, and encouraging classmates to join the discussion and push themselves. Liz unified and inspired the class with her generosity, helpful feedback, and thought-provoking approach to discussions. Above all, Liz, you are a compassionate and caring member of the Darden community who brought out the best in those around you. Congratulations. Andrew Thomas McCormick. Michael Stephen Garner McDowell. Sean McMillan. Robert Lawrence McMurtry. Ryan Alexander McNamara. Abram Craddock McWayne. Ross Andrew McGlathery. Teddy M. McYanov, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Rexwell Leon Minnis. Michael D. Nelson. Daniel Adam Oakley. Kelly Gordon O'Connell. Stephen Llewellyn Odell. Taylor Hart Odom. Keith William O'Donnell. Charles Reynolds O'Farrell. Ali Khan Anjou. Casey Ortiz. William Hayden Payne II. Marina Petty. Tyler Perkins. Matthew Peterson. Margaret Meredith Plattner, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Hannah Holland. Luke Porter. Sarah Ashley Powell. Asha Pridgeon. Gary Raisin. Raja Pradipan Rajendran. Nicole Pilar Reyna. John Rutherford Ritchie. John Richmond, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Jameer Taral Rivers. Timothy Harnsberger Rose. Sarah Carter Ross. John W. Schwartz, Jr. Martin Peter Schwartz, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Nathan Savin Scott. James William David Searles. Justin Salim Shane. Jonathan Simon. Christy Lynn Cisco, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Nicholas John Snowd. Michael Patrick Stabline. Catriona Maida Statler-Air, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Also, C. Stuart Shepard Service Award and the Edgar F. Shannon Award. Let me read, please. Catriona, this is going to take a while. Catriona Statler-Air for her tremendous leadership as the first ever Darden Executive MBA Student Association President. Catriona took on significant responsibility in helping create the Student Association, managing day-to-day aspects of her role, and partnering with program leadership to navigate the pandemic. She represented both the voice of her classmates and that of the administration, serving as a trusted advisor and valuable thought partner to both. Catriona is a passionate, inspiring, and generous leader. And on behalf of the Z Society, the 2022 Edgar F. Shannon Award for the Darden School of Business is presented to Catriona Statler-Air. For those of you new to the university, this is a big deal. The Z Society Shannon Award recognizes an exemplary graduating student from each school within the university. The award is given because of Catriona's incredible academic successes and passionate extracurricular involvements that have attracted the attention of both the Z Society and of Catriona's peers, professors, and administrators. We congratulate you, Catriona, for this prestigious award and a university career well spent. And furthermore, we challenge you to continue to pursue greatness just as fervently in the many years to come. Congratulations. Joseph Rogers Stanley III. Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Cyrus S. Sussman. Martin Melvin Swartz. Sean Robert Taylor, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence, and C. Stuart Shepard, Distinguished Service Award. This goes to Sean for his unending desire to support those around him and strengthen the Darden brand and experience. Sean cared deeply about Darden, his classmates, faculty, and staff, and expressed this through his role as Executive MBA Student Association Executive Vice President, and as a kind and patient member of the Darden community. He brought critical issues to light and gave a voice to those who didn't feel they had one. Sean kept those around him smiling, even during the most challenging of times. In fact, Sean kept me smiling. The students get to record their names ahead of time so I can read them properly, and I hope I've done that. Sean recorded his name as His Royal Highness Sean Taylor. Amna Thayub. Colin James Stewart Thomas IV. Eric Tosh. Jeffrey James Tretza. Ross Urich. Stephen, that's Chef Trezza. I went one ahead, sorry. Ross Urich. Stephen Dean Wayno. Emily Jane Vernamonte. Nicole Marie Villanueva. Noelle Elizabeth Voges. Lauren Sarah Weishar. Keith Douglas Wilson. Helen Yao, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. Karosh Yastapana, Faculty Award for Academic Excellence. And last but not least, Ismael Alberto Yepes. Congratulations to you all.
Congratulations to the class of 2022. Woo! All right, so we're pretty much done, but now we'd like to go up the hill to the steps of Saunders Hall, and we'll take a class picture up there, and everybody's invited up the hill for refreshments in the classroom building. So again, thank you all for joining. Congratulations to all of you, and very well done. Go class of 2022. Woo.